Hey garden friends, happy Sunday. I hope everyone's having a peaceful day out in the garden, hopefully. I mean, I am. It is just gorgeous out here in San Diego. It's like a perfect 70 degrees. The sky is blue. There's a breeze going on. It's starting to heat up. I'm really enjoying it out here today. And as you can see, I'll be making a square succulent arrangement in this hypertufa pot that's pretty old, and I can tell by like lifting it that I used sand when I made this one. It's super light, so it's got a few chips on the rim, but it's still standing. And I'm gonna be doing like a little mix and match kind of design, and it is my personal favorite way of arranging succulents. I just love it. It's so easy to do, and it's so eye-appealing. And I'll start off with the plants, of course. And this is a cluster of Crassula string of buttons, and I'll bring it a little closer. It's a juicy one here. Look at that. I love lime green succulents. They just catch my eye. And if you give this plant enough light, the margins on the little triangular leaves here turn red, so it's a really pretty contrast with the lime green and the red margins. Super beautiful. I mean, I just love the way the new growth looks. It's so cute, right? Cute as a button, right? Oh, no pun intended. All right, so this is Crassula string of buttons. I have here Echeveria agavoides, and since the leaves kind of grow upright, they cast a shadow, so it's a little dark. Sorry about that. But they kind of grow like a lotus, right? It reminds me of how a lotus grows, kind of just up. So beautiful, super green, red tips. Beautiful, Echeveria agavoides, and I have two of them. I have here, Echeveria minima. So these are super round. Look at that. Look how round that is. And the rosette is tight. Lots of leaves here. And they grow together, like very close to one another. Oh, so beautiful. That blue, it's like a sky blue. It's so beautiful. I just love it. Echeveria minima. And two of them. And the last one, this is an Echeveria light green. Look at that. Look at that color. I love that line that it gets on the leaves. So beautiful. They grow to be really big, super wide. And if you want more succulents, they multiply pretty easily here. No problem with that. They will offset pups at the base of the mother plant, and that's the easy way of getting pups out of this Echeveria, or you can always propagate it by leaf. But yeah, it'll definitely give you more. Echeveria light green. So I'll get started with this arrangement, and I'll start by filling it up with some succulent soil here, all the way to the top. All right, and I'll kind of press it down. There we go. And that's enough right there. And let's see. I will set my succulents to the side here. And I'll kind of put this over here. And I'll start in this corner here with the string of buttons. And I'll take it out of its pot, and I'll kind of shake off the top, and I'm trying to keep this cluster together, so I'll be very gentle because this one right here wants to come apart. So I'll just keep it together, but I will kind of shake off some of that excess soil because I want it to fit into this pot. But I'm not going to tear at the roots. I'm going to be very careful and kind of just do it in that little motion there, like this. Okay, and then I kind of like just hit it so I can shake off the soil there, and I think that's good. All right, super strong root system there. And I'll start it with the taller ones towards the back and the shorter ones towards the front. And this corner here. And I'll keep it together with my hand there, and I'll make it a little deeper just so all the roots can fit in there. And I'll press on that soil so it can stay put. Oh, so beautiful. Oh, I love string of buttons. They get super tall. They can even spill over. They get nice and wide. So, you know, it's super versatile. You can use it in many ways in your succulent arrangements. And this one's kind of falling over here, so I'm going to try my best to kind of press it together here, because I don't want it to like fall over. But hey, it's going to do what it wants to do anyways, right? Okay, and now for the light green, right in the center. And I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the string of buttons. And if your pot is big enough, you don't necessarily have to shake off the excess soil like I do. You can just, you know, if you have enough space, you can just make a bigger well and just pop it right in. But I don't have enough space, so this is what I have to do in order to fit the succulent in there. And it doesn't hurt the plant at all. Very resilient plants, these succulents. As long as you don't baby them. The more you baby them, the faster they die. That's what I in my personal experience, of course. Can't speak for everyone. Okay, and I'm going to stick this one right in here, kind of nestle it in there. Oh, yes. Make sure that all the roots are down under in the soil, buried under there. Okay, perfect. Ooh, yes, yes, yes. And this is bugging me. It really is. Wonder why it doesn't want to stay there just like that. But I'm going to add more soil and press it down. Okay, can you just stay there, little ones? They don't want to be part of the group. All right, let's just stay right there. Okay. And now I'm going to put an agavoid here and another agavoid right across from it. And that's what I mean by the mix and match kind of design. Okay, get this one out. And I start from the top, as you can see. Grab my brush. Where's my brush? Oh no, where did I put my brush? All right. It's got some perlite stuck in the leaves there. Okay, perfect. Ooh, look how green that is. You can see it a little better now that it's out of the pot. Look at that. It's beautiful. I love that color. Oh, you can see the red? How it's stressing out on the tips there. Oh, so beautiful. So, so beautiful. All right. Okay, nestle it right there. I'm going to grab my knitting needle. I'm going to make sure that all those roots are in there. Okay. Press that soil down. Okay. Perfect. Ooh. And now I'm going to make my other well across the way here without bothering those string of buttons too much. A little delicate. There's a little old leaf right here that I've got another little leaf here that I can pop off. If they're like super dry, they just come right off. And I have another one here. Okay, it's a good way or a good time to clean the old leaves. Okay, and I'm gonna kind of settle it in here. And I'll have to make it a little deeper. There we go. There we are. Okay, perfect. Press on that soil around it. Beautiful. Oh, I love it. Kind of like put it a little upright, kind of leaning to the side. Kind of press it down a little more. There we go. Come on, baby. Okay, beautiful. I'm gonna press the soil around this light green because I see that the little leaves at the base are getting buried under there. And if they stay buried under there, they'll just rot with the water once you water them. The leaves will get so wet they'll just fall right out. And now for the minimas. So I'll put a minima here and a minima there. Super easy, right? There we go. Oh, and this one's already making little babies at the base. Oh, just love it. And you can kind of see it. I mean, it's not a well-developed baby yet, but yeah, there it goes. That's a little plant right there. So cute. Okay, so I'm going to shake it off a bit because I don't have that much space here, as you can see. So I'm going to really shake off all that excess soil here. Okay, and just leave the roots just like that. Make my well. Kind of lean it towards the rim here. It won't mind. There we go. Ooh, minimas. So beautiful. I love it. I really, really love them. And now another one right here. Okay. Pick off some dead leaves. Okay. Kind of come across here, lean it over just like I did with the other one. This one is slightly smaller and it's got a piece of perlite there. Pop it off. There we go. Just like that. And ta-da! There it is. I'm going to adjust my plants a little closer to one another here. Oh, so beautiful. And I will be adding some stones to this one. I'll clean up my mess here. I'm going to put this to the side here. Grab my brush, push it away so I can focus on my stones now. And I can kind of center it now so you can see it. Ooh, they look like two big eyes, huh? Two blue eyes. So beautiful. I just love it. Oh, came out really nice. So now, I'm going to go around and I'm going to press on the soil so it's nice and flat, so it's not mounded. So when I do put the stones, they won't mound together and just fall out. Okay, so I do it with my thumb. Just gently press it down. Clean off my little rim here. Okay. Grab my stones. Pick off some of the bigger ones. And I'll start in the back. And I'll press on them just like I did with the soil so it can stay put. And I kind of press on them and push them into the rim so they're like, so they have a little space to stay in there. There we go. See, because now when I water, they won't fall out with like the pressure of the water hose, if that makes any sense. Okay. And these two little rebels here, now they'll stay put. Now that I anchor them with the stones, they'll stay put a little better. Beautiful. Push them into the rim. There we go. Press on them just a little. I'll turn my little pot here just so I can see what I'm doing. And I've got a little space here that I've got to fill in. Perfect. I need some small ones here for this little rim here right at the edge. Oh yeah, it'll keep that minima upright. Beautiful. And I see this little leaf here, it's getting stuck. Okay. Okay, that's good. Turning it. All right, I'm almost done here. I hope that you enjoyed this video. And let's talk about watering. All right, I usually forget to talk about the watering. You know, my watering patterns are going to be different from your watering patterns. I keep my succulents outdoors. I do not keep my succulents indoors. If you want to keep succulents indoors, I would recommend you getting Haworthia varieties because they're succulents. They're beautiful as well, but they can live under like lower light conditions. Now, if you want to keep pastel colored ones like Echeveria varieties indoors, I recommend that you get a grow light for them because sure, you can keep them, you know, on a windowsill or in a really bright room, but they're still going to stretch, you know, they're going to lose their color. So if you get a grow light, they'll keep their form, meaning they'll keep that compact rosette form and they'll keep their color. Because succulents, especially these pastel types, like these right here, they love the light. You know, they're desert plants. They love to be, you know, in dry kind of conditions. And, you know, it's tricky to keep succulents indoors because you really have to watch out for your watering. You know, I think that you have to water a lot less when you keep your succulents indoors. But for me, like I was saying, I keep all of my succulents outdoors. I live in California, zone 9B, I believe. You know, this is where they thrive. I have them in a space with excellent air circulation. You know, it's good, and it's good that I plant them in hypertufa because hypertufa is a breathable material, meaning that the air flows through the pot and the soil dries out a lot quicker. They're not like sitting in water for too long. And in the summer, I water like twice a week because it gets really, really hot, really, really dry here. It's kind of like a semi-desert, you know, around here. So that's what I do in the summer, twice a week. In the fall, I go to like once a week, even once every 2 weeks, more realistically in the fall. And then winter comes around once a month. And that's if they need it, you know. And in the winter is when I bring out my moisture meter out, just so I can be sure that they actually need to be watered, you know. Because it's fun to water your plants. I have a good time watering my plants, you know. It's like therapeutic, you know. But, you know, you can't be watering them all the time. Yeah, it's not like having a house plant, you know. Succulents are not house plants. And it's just a fact, you know. They're going to do a lot better outdoors or under a grow light. So right after this, I will water it down. I'll give it a deep watering, meaning that I'll wait for the water to come down the drainage hole, and that's when I'll stop watering it. I'll put it under, like I have a place where they don't get direct sunlight on them, but they get enough light to where they don't stretch. So like under a canopy is a good example of where to keep your succulents outdoors. Sure, they can be in direct sunlight, but you do have to acclimate them to that. So, you know, week by week, you get them closer and closer to direct sunlight. Because if I put this pot in direct sunlight, these succulents will burn. They'll start getting little burn spots on their leaves, little dark black spots. They're literally getting sunburned because I've acclimated my succulents to being under a shade. So if I put them, so I'll basically shock them and burn them if I put them under direct sunlight right away. So if I do want to acclimate them to direct sunlight, I will, so let's say, for example, this week I'll have them under the canopy, and then next week I'll get them a little closer to being like, maybe getting like, this is a better way to explain it, acclimating your succulents. Like for this week, I'll give it an hour of direct sunlight. Next week, I'll give it 2 hours of direct sunlight, and I'll keep an eye on them. I'll make sure that they're not burning. And the more sunlight they get, the more you have to water them. So, I mean, just imagine them being in like direct sunlight, and then you don't water them. They're gonna dry up. They're gonna get crispy, you know? The more sun you give them, the more water you should give them. So on the third week, I can give them 3 hours of sunlight. I don't recommend that you give your succulents more than 5 hours of direct sunlight. I think the 5 hours is kind of like the, you know, just the perfect balance of sunlight where they stress and they get, and stress meaning they start changing their colors, like the rim, the margins of the leaves turn, you know, red, the light green, the margins on the leaves turn pink. This one will just be super beautiful and blue all year round. The leaves will start turning red on the string of buttons. So they do change under with getting enough light, you know, but it's important to acclimate them to it, not right away. So I hope that helped and that made sense. And if you have any more questions, if I didn't make any sense, you can always ask me under the, you know, under the comments, and I will try my best to make sense out of it. And I usually do, you know, answer the questions. So yeah, watering questions, acclimating your succulents questions, you know, any kind of questions regarding the succulents, I usually tend to answer them. Don't be shy. I'm here to help. And I hope that you enjoyed this arrangement and my little mix and match kind of style that I love. And if you are getting into succulents, I have all of these succulents available at suckycrafts.com. You can get this combo and make the same little arrangement all on your own to enjoy. Well, until the next video, bye garden friends.